Hello everyone, welcome to the June 2026 target series for ABM. In the series, as you know, we are covering all the numericals, objective questions, case studies of all the subjects ABM, BFM, ABFM, BRBL, various mentors. I am covering ABM and BFM, ABM module A and C. So, follow the complete series because we are covering everything, all numericals, objective questions, case studies which are directly asked in the exam. Today also you will see a lot of questions which will be directly there in the exam, directly as they are. Because I will be covering one important topic over here, credit delivery and STP, and I will cover some other parts also because this is a small topic. I'll cover some other parts from module A, or it's related to some IBC Act. Okay, IBC Act, that is also very important. So I'll be covering all of them combinedly. These questions are directly asked in the exam, directly as they are. You'll see them. So follow the complete series, watch the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell icon. Don't miss this. Okay, watch it completely. Let's start. Which was not the purpose of enactment of Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. So these are ABCD options. So Insolvency Code was not, see this, not the purpose, not the purpose, okay, for enactment of insolvency. Means why was this IBC Act? See, IBC means what? This chapter mainly relates to your last chapter, resolution of stressed assets and IBC. Why was the IBC brought in? First you tell me, why was in this Insolvency and Bankruptcy Act 2016? It was given, na? Yeah, 2016. It was brought in 2016. Why? Because to solve major problems in the banking, very large loans were like hell. Many companies had run away, right? You know that Kingfisher Airlines and that second one, Nirav Modi, all these guys, right? So that point, after that, this insolvency and IBC was brought in. Under this, now nobody can run. Okay, IBC is one of the best options. Very fast, speedy, very speed. You follow the lecture of mine on this, okay, in the paid classes. It's a perfect timeline, so and so, so and so, so and so, so and so. That's it. And the case is resolved in this hardly 270 days, okay, within 1 year. So, which is not the purpose? To establish an Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India and for matters connected therewith or incidental thereto. So, board to be established. Was this not the purpose? To consolidate and amend the laws relating to reorganization and insolvency resolution of the corporate persons, partnership firms and individuals in a time-bound manner for maximization of value of assets of such persons. To promote entrepreneurship, availability of credit and balance of interest of all the stakeholders, including alterations in the order of priority of payment of government dues. To boost the recovery of the then on-performing advances accounts of the banks and the financial institutions. So, which was not the purpose over here? Big options, but which was not the purpose? In fact, when I said one of the question was from May 25, this one, okay, it was there. It was asked in a different format, but logic of that question was this. So now, tell me, which of them is not the purpose? Quite simple, promote entrepreneurship, isn't it? This is not the job of IBC, isn't it? Promote entrepreneurship. So this is the right answer. To promote entrepreneurship is not the purpose of your IBC. Got it? The provisions of IBC means, see, I'll just call it IBC now. Okay, not full name. So IBC shall not apply to. So IBC does not apply to whom? Financial providers like banks, limited liability partnership firms and individual. So whom does it not apply to? See, for that you need to first understand what the IBC. IBC has three parts. IBC has three parts. Okay, kindly note. Three parts. Which are the parts? Okay. Part 1 gives the definitions. Definitions. Okay. Part 2 describes your companies, big companies. Big companies means banks, LLP. These are defined in part 2. Private limited, limited companies. Okay. Companies are defined. Companies. And part 3 defines smaller companies. Partnership firm. Proprietorship. Proprietorship is also defined in this. Partnership. Proprietorship. That is also defined. Big words here. So these are the three parts of IBC. But what is not defined then? Individual is not defined. Individual doesn't have any, means the loans are not covered under this for individual loans. Only related to companies they are covered. The companies can be anything. Okay? So individual is not covered. The provision of the code shall apply means which code? IBC. The provision of the IBC code shall apply to corporate person, individual and partnership firm in relation to their cases may be. Means for what this code is applied? IBC is applied for what? When will I go to any company and just apply it? If any company is running good, shall I go and apply this code to them? No, I will not apply. This shall only apply in the cases of liquidation, voluntary liquidation. So liquidation and voluntary liquidation. What is voluntary liquidation? See, liquidations are of two types. One is pressed or pressurized by the banks and FIs. Some company is not performing, then it is not resolving also, means the resolution is also not done. In that case, what happens? The banks and the FIs, financial institutions, they'll say that, okay, sell this company, sell the assets. So that is forced liquidation. What is voluntary liquidation? Voluntary means the company itself says, it can go to this IBC and say that, see, I want to close my company, liquidate it voluntarily. That can also happen. It wants to sell it. Second is bankruptcy. That is also true. If any company becomes bankrupt, gone then. Insolvency, both. These both are roughly same. So the answer is same. All of the above. See, kindly note, insolvency and bankruptcy, what is the difference? There is hardly any difference. Insolvency means your illiquidity becomes so high, your illiquidity, you don't have liquid cash to make the payments, but it becomes so high that you become insolvent. You are not able to pay the debts. And what is bankruptcy then? Bankruptcy means that it's actually a certificate. See, understand. Bankruptcy is a certificate of insolvency. It's like some person is mentally not well. So I'll say that person is, let's say, insolvent. Example, analogy I am drawing. Insolvent. But when the doctor gives the certificate that this person is not mentally well, then that becomes bankruptcy. Certificate. Okay? You are alive, but where is your life certificate? You ask in the banks, right? Nowadays it's not there, but it was there earlier. So next. Insolvency commencement date means, what is the commencement date? Insolvency commencement. These are now the technical questions. These are the important technical questions and these will be asked in the exam. All these will be there in the exam. Insolvency commencement date means, when do we say that the insolvency process has started? What are the options? The date when the adjudicating authority makes award. Award means he gives the final ruling. That's it, done. Makes an award. Is it so? Second, the date when the resolution professional is appointed by the committee of creditors. So RP is appointed. There are various terms now. That's why follow the paid classes in this. RA is there. Okay, information memorandum is there. Then RP is there, resolution professional. IRP is there, interim resolution professional. COC is there, committee of creditors. These are just 5-6 names I am taking. There are almost 12 to 13 names and short forms. Follow the paid classes for this. It's not that simple. Okay. The date when the RP is appointed by the committee of creditors. Third one, the date of admission of an application for initiating corporate insolvency resolution process by the adjudicating authority. So date of admission, when the case gets admitted for this IBC. Admitted. I am the company. I go to the IBC and say, see, this is my case. They take it, put it in their register, admitted. The date when the adjudicating authority issues the summons to the parties. So which one is correct over here? Think over it. A, B, C, D. Mark this as A, B, C, D. Which one is correct over here? C. Correct. C is the correct one. Admission. The date of admission is known as the insolvency commencement. There is one more. Now technical term which will come now in the same today only. So date of admission. Got it? Operational creditor means, I'll give you in simple words. Operational creditor means supplier. Simple. Supplier. The one who has supplied you the goods. There are two types of creditors. One is operational, second is financial. Okay, operational. So this is the operational creditor. Ops, I'll write it. Okay. Second is financial creditor. Financial. Financial creditor means banks and FIs. Banks. And NBFCs, I'll write it. Okay. NBFCs. So who give the finance only? Okay. So operational creditor and financial creditor. Financial creditor will give only finance. It won't look into the operations. Operational creditor means he will supply the material. He or she will supply the material. Okay. So that is known as operational creditor. So what is the answer? A person to whom operational debt is owed. Okay. Debt is owed. Whom do I owe a debt to my supplier? Yes, I owe. Because he is supplying me with the goods on udhari, credit. Understand what I was talking of. Here I am supplying, there is one supplier who is giving me, you understand, this is the simple logic of your operational creditor. He is giving me goods and payment. I am the buyer. Okay, buyer. Payment is to be done after 90 days. Let's say 90 days. Rupees. Okay. So, here look at this. This person is the supplier. I am the buyer. So, here 90 days payment. It means that I am paying him after 90 days means paying in udhari. So, this, do I owe a debt to this supplier? Yes. So, this is true. A person to whom operational debt is owed. Okay. To a person to whom operational debt is owed. Again the same. So that is also true. Same. A person to whom operational debt has been legally assigned. Now what is this third one? Legally assigned. This is known as judgment debtor and judgment creditor. Okay. Judgment debtor and judgment creditor. This is appointed by the court or the IBC or any agency. It can be DRT, it can be SURFACE Act, it can be IBC, anything, depending on the level of that company. Okay. So operational debt has been legally assigned. So that is also true. So the answer is all of the above. Okay. D is the answer. Correct. D is the answer over here. Got it, everyone? D is the answer. Clear? Next. Initiation date under IBC 2016 means initiation date. What is initiation? Technical term. Okay. Date on which the interim resolution professional is appointed. Date on which the IRP, interim resolution professional is appointed. Okay. Second, date on which AA, I'll just write the short form now. AA accepts the corporate insolvency resolution process. AA accepts, date on of the acceptances by the AA. Date on which the AA makes award. Date on which the financial creditor, corporate applicant or operational creditor, as the case may be, makes an application to the AA for initiating the corporate insolvency resolution process. Makes an application means anybody, anyone, let it be the company or the bank, anyone makes the application to the AA for admitting the case. Okay, a corporate insolvency process means case for this IRP. So which is the true one over here? Is it B or is it D? Only B and D. Is it B or is it D? The answer is D. Okay, D. The date on which the financial creditor means bank or corporate applicant or any operational creditor, as the case may be, makes an application to the AA for initiating the corporate insolvency resolution process. Got it? So this is the meaning of initiation date. A resolution plan under IBC has the following meaning. So resolution plan means what? This chapter is very important. Okay, stressed assets, resolution of stressed assets and IBC. Very, very important. So what is a resolution plan? A plan approved by the AA, adjudicating authority. A plan proposed by the resolution applicant, RA, for insolvency and insolvency resolution of the corporate debtor as a going concern. Plan accepted by the committee of creditors. Plan proposed by any person for insolvency resolution for corporate debtor as a going concern. So again, ABCD, what is the option? Kindly note, this D option is by any person is not the right answer. Tomorrow anyone will come and say, I have a plan, but do you have a caliber? First, plan is separate. Do you have a caliber? I'll go and tomorrow say, I can run Kingfisher Airlines, which has gone into insolvency. Do I have a caliber? Do I have the money? So this is out. Okay? So this is not there. Plan accepted by committee of creditors. That is also not the one. Accepted is not called as resolution plan. This is the right one. Plan proposed by resolution applicant. Now who is the resolution applicant? He is a prospective buyer. Okay, prospective buyer. That buyer means he is ready to take over that company and then run it. For that he has a plan. He has step-by-step plan. Not only plan, it's not only vision. It's step-by-step. 4 steps, what will I do? That is known as a plan proposed by the RA or new buyer for insolvency resolution of the corporate debtor as a going concern. Okay. Choose the desirable properties of an estimator from the following options. Desirable properties of an estimator. Okay, of an estimator. So what is an estimator? This is a chapter of estimation in your book. Module A, estimation. So this estimator means it's a tool or it's a pivot, you can call it. It's used. So it should be what? Unbiased, efficiency, consistency, and all of the above. See, unbiased means what? Any estimator, we do the estimation based on estimator. What is estimation? See, we do some experiment to the sample. Okay? And from here we apply to the whole population. We'll apply this to the population. So the estimator or the parameter which we are using for this sample, doing the estimation, this parameter should be what? Unbiased. Unbiased means what? It shouldn't be biased towards anyone. Okay? Means it should be equal for all. Second, efficiency. It should be if I use this estimator, no other estimator should be required. Otherwise, what happens? This I have used, let's say any estimator, estimation I have done, then also, or something is missing in this. So I'll have to use some other thing. That should not be the case. Consistency means if I do the experiment with the same estimator n number of times, it must give me consistent results. So which one of these is true? Or all of these are true? So the answer is all of these. Because any estimator should be unbiased, efficient and consistent. It should give you the same results, similar results. Okay? Read the following statement and choose the correct option. Correct option. Huh? You want the correct option. Statement 1. The central limit theorem states that the distribution of sample means approximates a normal distribution as the sample size gets larger. Statement 2. In central limit theorem, the average of the sample means and standard deviations will be equal to the population mean and the standard deviation. So the average of the sample mean and the standard deviation will be equal to the population mean and the standard deviation. Which is the correct one? What do you think in this? Very important. This case study comes in exam. Almost every exam it is there. Okay? So which is the correct one then? Yeah? Which is the correct one? Think fast. First one is correct. Okay, let's do it one by one. Okay? First one is correct. What do you say? First one is correct. You agree with this? So first one is correct. Got it? First one is right. Okay, because as the sample size increases, okay, as the sample size increases, the distribution will move towards the normal distribution. Okay? So see this, what does this mean? It means as I go on increasing the sample size, the distribution will move towards normal distribution like this. This is what the meaning of statement 1 is. Now about statement 2. The average of sample means and standard deviation will be equal to the average of population mean and the standard deviation. Is this true? Yeah? Is this true? So that is the basic logic of estimation, or that is the basic logic of the central limit theorem. Okay? So the basic logic of central limit theorem is, as you go on increasing the sample size, the distribution move towards normal, and second point is also true. This is also true. Okay? So the average of sample means and standard deviation will be equal to the average of population mean and the standard deviation of the population. See, the whole game of central limit theorem or sampling estimation is sample and this population. Okay, so both the statements are true over here. D is the answer. Both 1 and 2 are true. Such difficult questions are asked in exam. These are really difficult, and for that you need to join the classes. Paid classes. Okay. Among the below mentioned, which of the following is or are one of the key functions of the compliance department? Key functions of the compliance. Now, compliance department is an important department in module C also. Module C you have D is the main compliance part. Okay. So module D is mainly for compliance. Got it? But C also will give you the idea about because it's all loan. Module C is all about loans. So there you have to do the reporting. So there the compliance department comes. So Which of the following are one of the key functions? Idea dissemination, information dissemination, parameter dissemination, and risk dissemination. Which of them is the key this function? The key function is, see, always remember, compliance has to do the information dissemination. Their main job role is information. They will have to distribute the information in the all of the departments so that all are on the same page. That is very important. All of the departments should be on the same page. Got it? Information dissemination is the main role of any compliance department. Okay? Next one. Linear function z equals to ax plus by, where a and b are constants, which has to be optimized, is called as. So this linear function z equals to ax plus by. Now this has a and b are obviously constants. Now this has to be optimized. So optimized means what? Optimization. Optimization is required where? This is the LPP question, LPP. So this linear function is called as what? Objective function, constraint. Okay, constraint. Then optimization problem, or none of the above. So remember, in any LPP problem, linear programming, you have two things. LPP, you have two things. One is constraint equations. There are many constraints. Okay. And second one is constraint. Second one is objective functions. Okay. Objective function. So these are the two things always in any LPP. This function we call it as Z function. Z function is always an objective function. So this Z becomes objective. This has to be optimized. Now what do you mean by optimized? In optimization means, see, I'll draw a LPP graphical solution of LPP. I'll show you simple graphical solution. Suppose if this is my feasible area, we call it feasible area. If this is my feasible area, then what have I to do? I have to move this Z function from here to here to here, all the points. All the points I'll have to move this Z function. And whenever I move this Z function, and if I am asked in the question whether I have to maximize or minimize, if I am asked to maximize, then wherever I'll get the maximum answer, that will be my solution. If I have been told to minimize, wherever I am getting the minimum answer, that will be my optimum solution. So optimization means actually moving this Z function. This Z function, I'll draw it like this. This Z function on here, then on here, and on here. All the 3 points you have to move this. And this is called as objective function. Okay? These are the constraints. You have to move your Z function across all the constraints. Okay? Got it? So this is objective function. Which of the following method is applicable to any problem that can be formulated in terms of linear objective function subject to a set of linear constraints? So which method is useful to solve any of the LPP problem? This is related to LPP, linear programming, LPP. Okay. So which method is useful in all the any LPP problem? Firstly, for that you need to understand two methods. There are two methods in LPP. One is graphical, and second is simplex. Okay. So which method is best used for all? So kindly remember, simplex method can be used for any of the LPP. Any. Simplex can be used for any of the LPP. But kindly remember one important point. It is very difficult. In your exam, you do not get you do not get a numerical on simplex. You will not get a numerical on simplex. No numerical. In your CAIIB exam, you do not get a numerical on simplex. Graphical is a bit easy. Just now I showed you one graph. So that is the graphical way. You always get the numericals on this, not on this. This is theory, you will be getting it in the exam. In exam, you will get the theory on this, not the numerical. Okay? So the answer for this is, which is the best method? Graphical, simplex, using R. This is not a method used at CAIIB level. And open, using open solver. These are all AI related and technology related. So move out. So the correct answer over here is simplex. Okay? Which of the following is the tendency for a single negative attribute to cause raters to mark everything on the low end of the scale? So which is this tendency for a single negative attribute to cause the raters, means the one who is giving the rating, to mark everything on the low end of the scale? Low end of the scale. Low end. Kindly note, low end of the scale. Now this question may be asked in your exam. I have seen this question once or twice. Okay? So it may be asked. You can't say immediately that it will be asked every time because it's not there in your book. Okay? But it can be asked because this effect is known as halo effect. Okay? Halo effect. This halo effect will cause the raters, okay, to give it on the low end. So no, low end is on the horn effect. Halo effect will give halo effect is not, halo effect is related to something else. It is horn effect. Horn effect will give the means the tendency for a single negative attribute to cause the raters to mark everything at the low end of the scale. It is called as horn effect. Okay? Next. Which of the following statements is or are correct with reference to kurtosis? So which of them is correct regarding kurtosis? Think of it, read. So read this, kurtosis. See, skewness and kurtosis, these are the important chapters, important topics in your ABM chapter number 3, skewness and kurtosis. Okay? Measures of central tendencies. Very important, very difficult chapter. And skewness and kurtosis are really difficult. So which of the following statements is or are correct with reference to kurtosis? Kurtosis gives what? See, understand the logic of skewness and kurtosis. Skewness means if this is my central, see, if this is my center, okay, then my skewness will give how much deviated my curve is. See, ideally this curve should be like this, right? But if it is deviated like this, so it is away from the center. So this is called as skewness. Q. Okay. What is kurtosis? It gives you the length of the curve. Top. See, this is, or this way it is, or it is this way. There are three types of curves: mesokurtic, leptokurtic, and platokurtic. Okay. Lepto means top one. This last one is known as lepto. This is lepto. Leptokurtic, lepto. This is meso, and this is platokurtic. So these are the three curves. Okay? Leptokurtic, mesokurtic, and platokurtic. So that's why I'm saying this topic is really difficult. There are various equations, there are various formulae for this. Follow the classes for the same. This is just a test. Okay, this is, you can see everyone get the test by just clicking on the link below. Okay, in the comment section, pin comment. So a normal curve which is symmetrical and bell shaped is known as mesokurtic. If a curve is peaked at the top, it is known as platykurtic, or plateau you can call it, platokurtic. If a curve is more flat than the normal curve, then it is known as leptokurtic. So which one of them is true? You want true one, right? Correct. So which one of them is correct? So think, just now see, compare this figure with the three options and then you'll get the answer. Compare it, everyone. Compare the figure with the given options. First one, normal curve is symmetric and bell-shaped, is known as mesokurtic. So first one is correct because see this middle one which I have given. Meso. Look at the meso. This is meso. So symmetric and bell-shaped. This is mesokurtic. That is correct. If the curve is peaked at the top, it is known as platokurtic. Is it so? No. Plateau is flat. Top one is lepto. So this is, second one is wrong. What about the third one? If the curve is more flat than the normal curve, so more flat than the meso curve. Normal means meso. It is known as lepto. No, it's meso. So only correct answer over here is only one. These two are exactly interchanged. If the curve is peaked at the top, it is called as leptokurtic. If the curve is flatter, it is called as platokurtic. Got it? The difference? Using 95% confidence interval to estimate the true proportion of students who want to learn the foreign language if the mean is 25 and standard deviation is 4. See this, 95% confidence, and you want what? Who want to learn foreign language with mean is given as 25 and standard deviation is given as 4. 4 is the standard deviation, but for this number of students is required. Okay, number of students is required in this case. Got it? So, how do we find this? Yeah, this is the real problem. See this, the full problem, because if you want to find out the proportion, you need to know importantly you must know, the point over here is you must know the standard error. For that you must know the standard deviation. You must know this number of sample size. Okay, so sample size is equally required over here. Got it? So now let's solve it. See, first what you have to do is you have to find out the standard error. For finding the standard error, what you should do? What is the formula for standard error? See, standard error, this is a binomial problem because either the students want to learn or they don't want to learn. For binomial, the standard error formula equals to standard error, okay, equals to root of PQ upon N, PQ upon N. So that is equal to what? PQ upon N. Solve this. P is what? P is those who want to learn. So how many are there? 58 of the sample want to learn. 58 want to learn. So 0.58. See, out of 158, so take it 0.58 into. So if 58 want to learn, how many of them are there who don't want to learn? So out of 158, yes, so no's are 42. So it is 0.42. 0.42. The whole upon N. What is N? 100. Sample size. Say this. 100 students sample size. So solve this now. When you solve this, what will you get? Do it everyone. 0.58 into 0.42. Okay, 0.58 into 0.42 into 0.42 upon 100. So if you do this, I am getting this as 0.5 final figure. 0.5 I am getting it. Are you getting the same? Let me check it again because these are difficult problems. 58 into what? 0.42 divided by 100. So 0.002436. 0.002436 and square root of this. So square root of 0.002436. So that is equal to square root of 0.002436. So I am getting it 0.049. So roughly 0.05. That's what, correct. So it's always required to cross check. So it is 0.05, not 0.5, 0.5. So this is my standard error. Now what do I want? I want 95% confidence. When I want 95% confidence, it means 2 standard error. This means 2 standard error. Okay, 2 standard error means what? 2 into 0.05. So 2 into 0.05 means 2 into 0.05. So that is equal to 5 to the 10. So 0.1. So this 2 standard error, I'll do addition and subtraction to the mean. So what is the mean? Mean is given as those who see this, the true proportion want to learn foreign language with, if the mean is 25, this is 25 mean. So what will I do? 25, very difficult one, plus or minus 0.1. So there you will get the answer as 24.9 if I do the minus. And if I do the plus, then 25.1. So this becomes your answer. And see, this D is the option. 24.9 and 25.1. Difficult one. Okay. So now, everyone, before going, see, the new batches of Adda 24/7 have just now started. They are still in the starting phase. Officers Pro Batch for CAIIB. All the numericals, objective questions, case studies, everything is covered. You get e-books, mock tests, everything. And discount is huge. See this, let me show you. Click on buy now. Okay, put the code Y432. Y432. Click on apply. Look at this. 81% discount you are getting plus 1% extra by downloading the app. So 82%. In fact, I would suggest you to join, rather than joining a single batch, I'll always suggest you to join the Increment Mahapack. See, Increment Mahapack which you get over here at Adda 24/7, CAIIB Increment Mahapack. Look at this. If you check the CAIIB Increment Mahapack, see this. Triple validity offer is going on right now. Triple validity means you buy for 5 months, you get it for 15 months. You buy for 9 months, you get it for 27 months. So triple validity plus 81% discount is there, plus 1% by downloading the app, that is also there, extra. Here in Increment Mahapack, you get 15 plus batches per subject. Plus you get this physical question bank delivered at your home for all the subjects. Plus you get the formula bank delivered at your home, plus the study planner. All these things you get. Plus in Mahapack you get one important part, that is elective also, elective lectures also. So don't miss all these. And once you join the Increment Mahapack, you need not join any of the batches. Everything will be included in this also. This batch, coming batches, all the batches. But never forget the code Y432. Okay, bye.